right here, right now, we have Steven Janevski from Wicked Smile, heavy metal straight out of Australia. Steven, how you doing?
I'm well, thank you. Very well. In the warm heat over here in Melbourne, Australia. The opposite for you, I'm sure.
The opposite, it's snowing right here, so it's cold. All right, Steven, we're going to talk, of course, about the new album, When the Night Falls. Will be
hmm
released on February 6th at No Dust Records here in the Netherlands. Um, but first, we need a little introduction. Can you tell us about the beginning of Wicked Smile? How does it all start?
Basically, the band has been going for about 6 years now, and
Mhm.
I was the person who formed the band. And my whole aim with this band, because I've played in a number of bands before that, I played in Black Majesty, which is a power metal band. I played in the Radio Sun, which is more of a melodic rock band, and before that, I played in a band called Cyclone Tracy, which
Mhm.
was more hard rock. So I guess I wanted to get back to my roots, and my main aim with the project then, now it's a full-fledged band, but originally it was all about just getting back to my roots and rediscovering many of the bands that inspired me in the first place, particularly when I was in my teenage years. So I wanted to get back to album orientated music. So no fillers on albums, and I just wanted to include more of my influences, which were very 70s and 80s based, hard rock and heavy metal. So all the way through from Rainbow to Dio, Black Sabbath, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, Dokken, Icon, Rat, Skid Row. So very much influenced by a lot of those bands. And the thing that I tend to think of with those bands is that they had such an impact on me,
Yes.
and I wanted to get back to writing some album orientated songs. And I started writing, I think it was 4 songs originally, which ended up on the first EP, the Delirium EP. And I started writing some songs, and I was pretty happy with them, but I needed a bouncing point. So
Yeah.
I contacted my friend Paul Lane, who I'd worked with previously. He is the singer of the Defiance and has previously sang with Danger Danger, so he's a good friend of mine. And I played guitar in his band for a number of years, his solo band, and I played him a lot of the material, and he liked what I was where I was going with the material. So we co-wrote a lot of the album together. And whilst we were writing the album, I put together a band. And um, my first thought was a lot of those 70s and 80s bands that influenced me have very good singers. So, as a guitar player myself, I thought, who am I going to get? And I look no further than Danny Ciccardi. So, once Danny Ciccardi, who sang with Pegasus before and
Yeah. Yeah. Great
previously
band
also
also. Yeah.
yeah, and previously also with I Fear, and he wasn't doing anything musically at that time. So I contacted Danny, and once Danny heard the songs and he sang on one of the demos, I think it was We Fall. That's when we knew that we were onto something. And
Yeah. Yeah.
Paul agreed. Paul's lives in Canada, and he said the same thing. He said, "Look, this is your man," and we all agreed, and we continued with the project back then. And then I formed a band around it and just looked for members who I thought would work well. And
Yeah.
after trying out a few people, we got Dave Graham on second lead guitar, and more recently we've got Tom Nagara on bass and Andrew Sharp on drums. So we released our debut album, Wait for the Night, in 2001, and the response was amazing. And that was a time where, obviously COVID and things was
Yeah.
going on. So it was in some ways challenging, but at the same time, I think the time gave people um, an opportunity to take a risk on a new band, to listen, to take a punt or take a chance on a new band, and I think that kind of helped us in many ways.
Yeah,
And
because
so,
in the yeah in the
like
COVID
in the
time, yeah,
underground, it received good reviews and stuff.
yeah.
In the hard rock and heavy metal underground, yeah,
Yeah, that's good because in the time of COVID, you can't do any live shows, or that's very minimal. So people are at
correct.
home and can listen to Wicked Smile.
Yeah, well, and that's what happened. People knew some of the previous bands that we
Yeah,
played in, so
yeah,
they sort of wanted to check out what we're up to. And our first song that we released was "We Fall," and that got a good response on
mhm,
YouTube. And then we started sending the EP, which included it was Days of Delirium, We Fall, Stronger, and Love's Got a Hold on You. So those were the first four songs that we were sending around, and the response was
mhm.
great from radio as well, underground radio, and things just built from there very much. And when we could start playing gigs and stuff, the response was amazing. Like we were drawing really good crowds, and it's just kept building more or less.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, and Henk actually at No Dust released our debut album "Wait for the Night" last year. So
Yeah, that's true.
it took a couple of years for it to come out in Europe, but I'm glad it actually finally made it out to Europe because it was previously available in the UK where we toured extensively, and also in South America, and obviously in Australia and Japan as
Mm.
well.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. So when the pandemic ends, you can do live gigs. So people perhaps already knew some of your music. How was how was it to be back on stage with Wicked Smile?
Fantastic. It really was because it's. I think what really helped is that we were very confident in the material. And I know
Yeah.
that sounds strange, but we just knew that we're onto something. And obviously, Danny's a fantastic singer, so he can cut it
Yes.
live. And all of us have had experience, but you just had this sense of optimism and confidence in the material. So the response was great. People wanted to come out and see us and support us. And
Yeah.
even though back then originally we were independent, but we were selling a lot of CDs and T-shirts all over the world, and that was very promising to us. And in some ways, we kept on joking that we were making more money being unsigned than when we'd been signed with previous labels. So it was kind of funny.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the thing is that I think most heavy metal fans, they are willing to support the band they like. They like to have CDs or T-shirts and stuff. So that's
Yeah,
that's very nice. Um,
yeah.
when did you guys start writing for the new album for When Night Falls?
Um, Pretty much after we'd finished Wait for the Night. And I know that sounds strange, but
Yeah.
getting back to what I was saying before, like we wrote a lot of songs
Yeah.
for this second album, and we road tested a lot of them. So we played them in the live set. So for us, it was about choosing the, you know, 11 top songs
Yeah.
that we came up with, and also we understand that like for us, we wanted a nice balance in regards to the material. So we wanted the fast songs, the mid-pace songs, then the slow, heavy songs, yet still progressing as a band. So it didn't sound exactly like the first album. We wanted a progression. It's I believe that the new album When Night Falls is probably a tad heavier,
Yeah.
but yeah, it still has the melody. And so far, so good. The response has been great. We just returned from Japan recently. We played 3 shows in Japan, and the response was amazing. It was so good, and that's what I really loved about Japan is that
Yeah.
you have real fans, kind of like when we were in the UK and Europe for that matter.
Yeah.
Whereas like some places around the world, it's like it's not as diehard. So we found the fans in Japan very diehard. I mean, they would bring a lot of our previous bands albums for us to sign, and that's when you know you've got real fans following you,
Yeah,
and
they're
that's
very
cool.
dedicated. It's true. They're very
Very
dedicated.
dedicated.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. Lyric-wise, when the night falls, perhaps I have the CD here. The titles speak for themselves, but
Mhm.
can you tell me a little bit about the lyrics on the new album?
Yeah, well, in terms of the album title, again, it sort of follows the theme of "Wait for the Night," and then you've
Yeah,
got "When
yeah.
Night Falls." So we've kind of gone with that, and same thing with the album art. It's sort of a continuation.
Yeah.
Uh, in terms of collectively, I believe that this album is maybe a little bit more. I would say straightforward. Like on the first album, we delved with lyrics such as like civil unrest and mental health and stuff like that. Whereas this one, we wanted to go a little bit more basic because we wanted to make sure that w- we we're creating our identity because I think now we've sort of evolved. We're more of a heavy metal band than a hard rock band.
Yeah.
So it was more about like we understand a lot of the themes that go with many of the bands that we like and have liked in the past. So I think a lot of the themes are more heavy metal sort of based, and yet still not sounding too cliche at the same time. So I mean, we've got Face of the Wicked and oh gosh, When Night Falls, the title track. So a lot of the themes of more metal orientated stuff.
Yeah, like I see like Rebel Souls, Never Surrender, Before the Rain,
Hmm.
the kind of
Yep,
titles, Walking with
yep, yep.
Fire. Yeah,
Yeah,
great.
exactly. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, it was more about the I guess just the song as a whole, as opposed to just the lyrics.
yeah,
It's something that was intentional, yet we didn't at the same time, as I mentioned before, we didn't want to be too cliche at the same
no, no,
time
no,
either.
no, no. Great, man. And the artwork, it reminds me a little bit of A Nightmare on Elm Street
Yep,
with
again,
Freddy
very
Krueger.
intentional.
Yeah,
Yep, very,
really,
very
yeah.
intentional again.
Yeah.
Yeah. And someone actually mentioned in Japan they thought it was a little bit like Tooth and Nail Dokken as well. So which
Yeah, oh yeah.
funnily enough that they had the idea of well obviously doing Dream Warriors. So and I
Yeah,
could see that a little bit as well. So yeah, it was we just wanted to go a bit more robotic, a bit more of the now. So I mean you can
yeah.
see the hand, it's a little bit with the claws, a bit more sort of steel based, a bit more metal oriented. And we wanted to continue the theme with the girl because we had a woman on the previous cover as
Yeah.
well. But this one was
Mhm.
um, a bit more 80s influenced, the album cover, yes, but definitely Nightmare on Elm Street for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. But you don't have nightmares yourselves about it?
Nah, we're all into
Okay.
our movies and the horror genre and even a lot of the schlock sort of stuff, So
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
nah,
yeah.
we're all good. Particularly the other guitar player, you'll always see him wearing either a Halloween T-shirt, as in the movie,
Oh, really?
or the Terminator or something like that. So no, it's all good.
Oh, good. All right. All right. How does contact goes with No Dust Records? How was the first contact with Hank from No Dust Records? How did you guys met?
Yeah, well, I had a friend who actually recommended Hank, and it's interesting because we've had quite a lot of interest from a lot of labels
Mhm.
all over the world. Um, Yet some of the record deals were kind of like what we'd had before with previous bands, and we didn't want to do that again. And I know that may sound confusing to some people. So for us, it was more about, particularly the first album, we had our album distributed most parts of the world. So that way we were kind of in control of things. For example, in Japan, we had the album released and we organized that ourselves via a label over there. We had UK distribution, um, and Same goes with this album as well. But we thought we wanted to get to make. We wanted to really work on the European market, so we knew
Yeah.
that we needed somebody. So we thought about Henk, and I met actually Henk earlier last year when I was on tour with my daughter Cassidy Paris, and he was lovely, and everything he said he was going to do with our debut album, he did it. Like he paid us, and so again, it's all about working with good people,
Yeah.
and importantly. Most importantly, a person who likes the band. I mean, because we had some offers where, like, from big labels, but they never really mentioned that they liked the band that much. It was like us pushing our product on them, whereas Henk really liked what we did. So it kind of made sense. Yet we're still in control of what we do in Australia, and we're still in control of what we do in Japan. And same thing with South America. So Henk is, organising, having the license in Europe, and he's also organising America as well, which is great. And the UK, he's got a distributor there as well. So it works well because they're all places that we actually will tour.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, and I already see a photo from the vinyl release from the new album, and it looks amazing on blue vinyl. And I
Yeah.
believe that the vinyl had one extra track.
Yeah, it's always hard when you have to drop a song. So
Yeah.
it's a song that I actually really liked, but it didn't work well in terms of the order of the album. So that's why I was left off. In terms of a song, I think it's a very good song. So
Mhm.
um, yeah, it's just one of those things, and I'm glad that it makes it cool for those people who want to buy the vinyl,
I
that it
will.
gives
Yeah.
people something extra. I always like that idea.
Yeah, that's good. In terms of live shows, Steven, I already saw
Mhm.
you guys coming to the UK for some
Yep,
shows. That's
yep.
good. But what about the Netherlands? Because we are dying to see you guys live over here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's definitely in the plans. So I've actually contacted Henk, and he's trying to speak to some promoters. So our aim is to come over after the UK date. So that's
Mhm.
definitely the plan right now. So fingers crossed that happens. But I'm hoping it does, because we're making time for it. We're we definitely want to play one or two shows in the Netherlands because our label's there. It makes a lot of sense, and
Yeah.
possibly play some other shows around Europe. So it's definitely the plan. I hope it happens.
Yeah, I will. Well, if you guys come here, I will look to you guys and come to the gig. Would be great. Yeah. Um,
Fantastic.
Last question. What are the plans? Do you have more plans for this new year?
Well, we've already started writing for the third album,
Oh,
even
really?
though this one's just coming out. Yeah, we've already written quite a few songs, and we've demoed 3 songs already, and we're very happy with the direction. So that's what we're about. I mean, we do this because we obviously love
Yeah.
music and love the genre and stuff. But the band keeps on building, and it's good because, as I mentioned before, we went to Japan and the response was amazing, and we've already been invited back on the next album. So again, that's saying a lot to us. So
Yeah.
people are getting on board and really taking a chance on us, and liking our live shows as well. So that's really cool. And this will be our third time that we're playing the UK, and so it's definitely time to come to mainland Europe for sure. I agree.
All right.
And
Awesome.
more tours, definitely, man. I mean, that's the aim as well. So, our aim is to play. We're not one of those bands who just brings out an album and then brings out an album, because we
No.
love playing as well as recording. Because
Yeah.
That's one of the things that got me into music in the first place. Not only liking, but also performing as well.
Yeah, performing and mainly with the fans and sell
Yes,
stuff.
absolutely.
Yeah, because when you
Yes,
are
yeah.
at a live gig, a lot of people buy merchandise and CDs and all that, so you can make also some money for the band.
Definitely, and that's how we are. We
Yeah,
we go out and meet everybody. I mean, Hank will tell you the same thing. When I was
yeah, yeah.
playing shows with my daughter last year,
Mhm.
I love meeting fans, and not only to talk about my band, but also to talk about, like, talk to people, and it's making friends for life, and
True,
that's
true.
the way we are. We're all very, very friendly, and like, that's what I think a lot of people were impressed with when we were in Japan. Even though there's a language barrier, metal's a common bond. So we'll talk to anyone and everyone before and after the show, and we'll sign everything, take photos. So yeah, we absolutely love it. No, what it's the ultimate compliment. If somebody's going to ask me to take a photo or to sign something they've bought, I think that's fantastic. I think it's the least you can do. I get a little bit confused when people start charging for that kind of stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
like, some of these bands are charging outrageous prices to get an autograph or get a photo. I actually don't like it.
No, well, and people do it. They're buying
I know.
meet and greets for a lot of money for 2 seconds of a split second of photo and autograph and next. That's
I
yeah,
agree, and to me, it comes across very fake. In all
it's
honesty,
fake.
yeah. And like last year when I was playing shows with my daughter, it was fantastic. We were supporting
Hmm.
Harum Scarum, and they were just fantastic. They were brilliant,
Yeah,
meeting everyone just like us, and that's the way to do it. You can really tell the people and bands that are in it for the right reasons. That's for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. But you're playing with your daughter. What
Mm-hmm.
kind of band is that, and how is it to be on stage with your daughter?
Oh, fantastic. She's a melodic rock artist, but she's kind of like a bridging artist. So,
Hmm.
she's influenced by a lot of the 80s, that's for sure. So, her name is Cassidy Paris. Paris is her middle name.
Hmm.
And so, yeah, I've played guitar in her band for many, many years, and she's signed to Frontiers
Oh,
Records,
good.
and
Oh,
um, she, yeah, kind of sits anywhere between, like, maybe she loves Pat Benatar meets some more current stuff. But from what people tell me, um, it's going really well. So if you get a chance, man, check her out, Cassidy Paris, and I'm very, very, very proud of what she's doing, and
yeah, you
what
must
she
be. Yeah.
stands for. Yeah, because she's the future. Because she's just turned 23 years old, and she's got 2 albums out already. So it's amazing.
Wow. Oh, that's good. Yeah. Well, that's the new generation. That's good.
Absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely. Yeah.
All right, Stephen. Thank you very much for this interview.
No worries. Thank you, man. Thanks for having me, and thank you for the support. And